Patiently I waited for the Lord, and he turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me up out of the horrible pit and set my feet upon a rock. This psalm has always been one of my favorites to reach for when life seems to be at a standstill, or worse yet, when I feel lost, not knowing what direction to turn or even where I am going. I'm old enough to know, though, that the seasons of life circle round and round and round, and so this season of waiting, of feeling lost, is like an old friend of mine who has come to visit once again. Yes, I have been feeling lost lately, and I wish that I could just honk as loudly as these geese for God to hear me. But even if I don't cry out loudly, even in my whimpers, I know that God is hearing me. And so I whisper to God, God, I feel as if I have lost my confidence, my courage. I lost my ability to dream again. When I'm feeling like this, I know to venture out into nature, to let God's creation show me signs of hope. And if this brave crocus can dare the snow, as Emily Dickinson once wrote, I too can brave this holy maze of divine discontent, knowing that the unknown is known by God. I will admit that these fickle March days are not helping my mood any, as one day Mother Nature teases me with rays of sunshine, and then the next the snow begins to fall again. Perhaps Ralph Waldo Emerson was right when he wrote, "Our life is like March weather, savage and serene in 1 hour." There have been a lot of decisions presented to me lately. Exciting opportunities and new possibilities, but for the first time in my life, I greet them with trepidation. I lost that person I used to be, the one who embraced change with an eager, hopeful hug. That old me seems to be lost, and I want to so badly find her again. I decided to put on my coat and scout out a location for the little chapel I want to build, a dream that still seems so far away. Still, finding a spot at the bottom of Sophie's Hill is a small step of faith that I can take. Maybe perhaps this is a sign. A rock that is shaped like a heart. Is this the place, Lord, where I am to build a chapel? I continued to walk, and I came across the perfect location. Right there, where the snowdrops were blooming. I couldn't believe my eyes, for they haven't bloomed here at the farm in years. These flowers are a sign of hope. The first flowers that arrive in the spring, even peeking out from the snow. There's an old German legend that tells of how the Creator asked one of his beautiful flowers to lend their color to a new creation that he called snow. None of them were willing to share their color, except for this little white flower. Its willingness to share created a bond and a promise between the flower and the snow, allowing the flower to be the first to bloom beneath the snow. And so, snow and snowdrops became good friends for years to come. Yes, this is the perfect spot for Old Stonewall Chapel, a place where I can remember to always be open to what God is asking of me, to share my gifts with all of creation, to remember that, yes, I still have something to offer this world, even when I seem to be in a place of divine discontent or trapped in a holy maze. Yes, I have been feeling lost lately. But then I came across these lyrics that were in a Mary Poppins movie a few years back. Do you ever lie awake at night, just between the dark and the morning light, searching for the things you used to know, looking for the place where the lost things go? Nothing's really left or lost without a trace. Nothing's gone forever, only out of place. Perhaps I am not lost. Perhaps I'm just a little out of place. And the only thing I need to do is patiently wait for the Lord.
So welcome, my friends, to Old Stonewell Farm. I'm sure many of you are wondering, where have I been all these weeks? And yes, it has been a while, much longer than I had anticipated. And I wish I could tell you that I was away doing something fun or I was on a much needed vacation, but that would be a lie. And I wish I could tell you that I was away from Old Stonewell Farm because of my very busy work schedule, which is true, it is busy, but that's not a reason why I haven't been around. The reason is that I have been lost. Not physically lost, but spiritually and emotionally lost. A couple times when I sat down to visit with you, I found myself just choking up. I couldn't get the words out. And then other times when I went to come and visit with you, I sat there not knowing who I was. Like, what is it that I wanted to say to you? And I felt very guarded all of a sudden. And I never ever felt that before. So as I was going through this, I came across a picture, an ancient picture of Jesus, and it depicts all the parables in which he talks about something that is lost and that is found. And my eye just gravitated to this image of Jesus hugging this person. And for some reason, I just stopped all that I was doing and I just kept staring at it. Now, at first, I didn't realize it was a picture about the parables about being lost. But I noticed then that the person Jesus was hugging was holding a coin. And then I noticed a sheep on Jesus's shoulder. And that's when I realized that this was an image of all the parables that talk about once I was lost and now I'm found. The man who Jesus was hugging, the prodigal son, the wayward son who ran off and was lost and then came back and everybody welcomed him. Well, not the older brother, but the father welcomed him and had a big banquet for him. My son has returned. He was lost, but now he has come home and he has found his family again. And the coin refers to the great parable of the woman who lost her coin, and she scoured her whole entire house trying to find that one coin. And then, of course, the sheep, talking about the most beloved parable, how Jesus will go out of his way to find that one lost sheep, to bring it back home to the others. Sure, you have 99 more sheep in the field, but Jesus cares about that one that is missing. And he will go to extremes, to all lengths, to find what is lost. So here I was feeling this sense of lostness in my heart, and I came across that picture. And so, where have I been these past few weeks? I have been in quiet prayer, searching once again, and I have been praying with that picture. There's many ways of praying. There's praying with scripture, which is known as divine reading, in which you take your favorite piece of scripture and you read it through, and then you go back and you look for what word or line really jumps out at you, what is speaking to you in that passage, and then you read it over again. And so you slowly take it line by line and you pray with it and you listen for the divine. There's also another way of praying, which is similar to divine reading, but it's praying with art, where you're invited to look at a piece of art and then reflect on it. What is jumping out at you? How is the Spirit trying to talk to you with that picture? It could be a famous piece of art. It could be a piece of art that you see in a church or a museum. It could be anything, in fact. In fact, you could look out your window and take a look at whatever scene is there. So this morning I woke up and I realized, stop waiting for this lost feeling to go away. Stop waiting for that divine revelation of light on your path saying, okay, today's a new day. The darkness is chased away. Go and enjoy Old Stonewell Farm again. No, this morning I woke up and I realized, even though I'm lost, I need to show up. I need to take one step in front of the other. I need to just trust God and trust your generous hearts. Because I know I'm not the only one who is feeling lost. I know that there are many, many out there who are feeling the same way, and perhaps even you are. So just remember that picture of Jesus hugging the prodigal son, holding the coin and the sheep. A reminder that all lost things are found in the heart of Jesus. A part of the reason why I was feeling lost was a few weeks ago, a dream house came onto the market, and it's an old stone house that I was familiar with. A family in a congregation I served once owned it, and they passed away, and the children are putting it up for sale. And my husband always loved this stone house, and I appreciated it too. A little too big and fancy for me. I'm more the rustic type, but adorable house. Stone. It has 3 fireplaces. It has all the 18th century charm that I like. So we went to look at it, and we were torn. Could we leave Old Stonewell Farm and move to this new house? Now, granted, the new house was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. As you get older, you do want to be closer to hospitals and doctors and grocery stores. So this home would have meant more minutes and mileage in all our commuting. And it was big. We don't need a big house. It was a lot of space for just the two of us. But then it startled me that I actually thought, well, at this stage in my life, do I want to move again or take on more debt? And I never felt that way. I always dreamed big. So this dream house that is within our grasp made me realize that I'm not sure if I want to embark on a new dream. And for those of you who know me, know that I'm a dreamer. And that startled me. I never played it safe in my life. So for a week, I was really grappling with, should we go? Should we stay? What should we do? What is my next step? Do I have the ability to still dream? And I guess the answer is yes. I still have the ability to dream, and perhaps this feeling is because that isn't the right house for us. Old Stonewell Farm has a special place in my heart. It's a farm where I've said many years ago that we grow love and hope and companionship for one another. So that set me on a path of remembering all those scary, big, bold steps that I took when I was younger and how amazing they all played out. And I was beating myself up for not having the courage to take a leap of faith once again. It's hard to figure out next steps, isn't it? Sometimes it's really hard to really understand where the Spirit is leading you. If you are feeling a sense of being lost, know that it's okay. And I'm encouraging you to continue to take one step in front of the other, even if it is an uncertain step, even if it is a step that feels like it's in the dark, you're taking it, you don't know really where you're going, just take it. The 16th century Saint Ignatius wrote once, to make your plans as if everything depended on you, but then trust as if everything depended on God. Because everything does depend on God. Yes, we go about our lives. We take those steps, one foot in front of the other. We make plans. We dream. We do whatever it is that life is asking of us. But we do all that. And then we have to give it all to God. I shared with you a few weeks ago how I used to have snowdrops in my yard here at Old Stonewall Farm. And then over the years, I haven't seen them. And I thought maybe the chickens ate them or something. So when I went to scout out the location for Old Stonewell Chapel to be built, when I saw those snowdrops emerging from the ground, it was a holy moment. And I shared with you the German legend of the snowdrops. But there's also another legend that I found quite touching. And again, it makes the spot where I found the snowdrops, it makes it the perfect spot for Old Stonewell Chapel. The story goes that an angel was sent down from heaven to escort Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden as they were being banished for not paying attention and taking the apple from the tree of wisdom. So the angel came down from heaven to lead them out of paradise. And when the angel came down, turns out that there was some snow in the angel's palms, some ice, some rain had made it into snow. And the angel looked down at his hands. And when he saw the snow, he just kind of brushed it aside and he led Adam and Eve out of the garden. But as he brushed the snow out of his palms, the snow fell to the ground. And as the snow fell and as they walked out of the garden, those little snowdrops turned into beautiful flowers. And so on their way out, as they went out from paradise into the harsh world, the snowdrops blossomed and followed them as a reminder that, okay, you are no longer in paradise. You're no longer in the beautiful, lush, safe garden. But even in that harsh world, there are miracles, and God goes with you. There will always be the possibility of something beautiful growing in your life. You might feel lost, but God goes with you. We can easily lament over what we don't have. We can focus on all our failures. We can focus on all our shortcomings, or we can open our eyes and see exactly what we have right now. Imagine how life would be so different if we can all realize where we are right now is where we are meant to be. And if it is a place of hardship, if it is a place of sadness, if it is a place that you really don't want to be, take a moment and search for even a glimmer of goodness. Maybe there is a little snowdrop blooming somewhere for you. May your journeys be filled with exciting God moments. And if you are feeling lost today, know that you will be found. And know that not only does God see you, but I do too. And I'm holding you all in my prayers. So until next time, my friends, God bless.